We are here together to ensure that Mr. Diaz be removed from the station.
The World and Democracy, every other Saturday on Channel 34, live.
Haitian artist activist Smith George.
The World and Democracy.
There's a lot of talk right now, a lot of Haitians calling up the radio station, making complaints. And I want to say sincerely that I apologize for even saying this thing.
The DJ has apologized. Many still want him fired. Eyewitness News reporter Sandra Bookman has more.
Apology not accepted. That was the message delivered today by a coalition of activists and local leaders who gathered outside the Manhattan offices of radio station Hot 97.
We are here together to ensure that Mr. Diaz be removed from the station.
An apology won't be enough to keep Hot 97 DJ Cipha Sounds on the air following remarks he made about Haitian women. The station says Cipha, whose real name is Luis Diaz, will be off the air indefinitely.
What do we want? Justice!
About 50 leaders, mostly from Haitian organizations, outside Hot 97's radio studios this morning to blast morning host Cipha Sounds, real name Luis Diaz.
Facebook and all that, about a joke I made early this morning on the morning show. I made a stupid, tasteless joke that was a one-liner that was taken totally the wrong way. And I want to say, Mr. Diaz said that he made a joke. That was not a joke.
That's right.
That was a serious insult, not only to the Haitian women, but also to the entire Haitian community, to all women, regardless of your nationality. And today, we are here together to ensure that Mr. Diaz be removed from the station.
So we're looking for you to give us your thoughts, your ideas around what's been said. Should he be fired? Should suspension continue? Should the communications station put together some program for the community? What do you think ought to be done? The floor is now open to hear from you.
Hi, thank you. I just want to start by saying that I feel that there's a little disingenuity with this process because there was already a decision made prior to this open forum. So I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure to come up with something to say under 2 minutes or less when 10 people just spoke. So I kind of have an issue with that, seriously. I don't feel like it's very democratic, one. Two, I don't think that we should move away from, I'm glad you mentioned that this is not an us versus them, because I've been very disappointed to see the comments coming from us about another human being. So just as we didn't want to be dehumanized, I think as a woman, as a potential mother, I understand that, you know what, he did wrong. It's not our place to be dehumanizing him, especially as a Latino male. So that's another issue. Fired? I don't know if that's really, this is a coalition made of so many different people, it's broad-based, and I also think that there's there's representation from labor. So I don't really think that it's a place of a labor organization to be calling for someone to be fired without having a discussion with that person as a person. Is my time up yet?
47 seconds.
1804. I feel like that should be our brand. We are 1804 is about freedom, justice, truth, reality. The reality is we're all black. The reality is that we see the world through a lens that does not represent us. So though this is, yeah, it's a huge issue, but it didn't just happen overnight, and I feel like if we don't talk about that, then we're not going to really have the opportunity to brand ourselves as a Haitian group, as a black group, as a whatever it is that we want to be.
But the decision to suspend him had already been made.
Yes, many people spoke on behalf of people in the Haitian community, so decisions were made on behalf of these communities.
Who made it? Excuse me, Deputy Borough President.
I feel like I made my statement. I think we should let other people speak. It's not about me. You don't need to respond to me. I'm fine.
Fine.
I think it's very important because when you put stuff like that out there, it becomes reality. And I think it's important for you to have a reality.
Right.
No one spoke on behalf of the Haitian community yesterday. People came together as a group of concerned, not only Haitians. Ma'am, I'm talking to you.
I'm listening to you. I was on the phone call when you said, excuse me, I took notes. I was on the phone call. So that's why I don't think we want to have this conversation.
We can have this conversation.
We can have it later.
I think it's important.
You really want to have this conversation? It feels combative. It does. It feels very combative. When you already had a secret meeting upstairs. I don't think this is the forum for you to do that. There is a people today.
Everyone has been having the opportunity to
Why are you responding to me?
And
I'm not the staff of the union. I'm not the staff. No, I'm a full-time student. I don't work here anymore for that very reason. No, that is not why I'm here. See, now I'm here. Don't shut me down. This is a democratic process. This is what's going on in here. Because I didn't trust you. I didn't trust that lead. I don't know.
Let's continue. Excuse me. We're gonna continue with the forum. My brothers and sisters, let's review our ground rules going forward. We are family. We are going to go forward as a family. Families disagree with one another from time to time. But the idea was to listen to all members of the family in the time that's been allotted. So we're going to go back to this microphone and ask anyone, please sir, please madam, if you have something to say, whether you want to respond or you want to move on, go to this microphone and raise your voice.
I think we're the richest. I'm a product of ancestry.
We respect our speaker. Thank you so much.
I get another 30 seconds. We are a product of strong ancestry, and I refuse to stand by and see this happen and make excuses for a man who has no sensitivity, not only for women, but as a human being. For all that's been said here tonight, everyone who's spoken and you gave your ideas and you gave your opinion, your feelings, nothing has really been said really about standing together. I mean, I've heard people say it, but really standing together, not just saying it. I don't like to talk because my people mean so much to me. You have no idea the things that I'm an activist myself. I'm a singer. I write conscious songs. But besides all of that, we were the first ones who did it. We've been fighting ever since. When is it gonna stop? I have sisters. We're all in the room here. I don't think any of us here has HIV or AIDS. Where does he get his senses from? It makes absolutely no sense to me, and we have to fight against it. Stop bickering against each other. Come together as one. I hear it all the time, but we don't always follow through. We have to follow through so it doesn't happen again. And that's what I'm going to say tonight.
I spoke earlier before. My name is Carlos. I spoke earlier before as representing the controller, but I'm speaking now on myself as a human being, as a Latino. And I just want to say that I actually feel offended that people will associate myself or any other young Latino man when they compare Luis Diaz. I think our young Latino men are much more powerful and respectful than a radio personality that feel that by denigrating women and Haitian people, he could get ratings. So I just want to let everyone know that as a Latino man, I am not only supportive of what we're doing, but I feel it's disrespectful to say that I will feel offended by the action taken by this coalition against someone who has no respect for any race, for any kind of woman, for any kind of man. I think there's a human issue, and I think anyone that tries to divide us is not doing something in favor of bringing us together. So I just want to say that as a Latino man, I think we need to continue the fight to make sure that everyone is respected in our society. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Vicky Sylvain, and I'm with 1199, the We Care for Haiti campaign. We're working very hard on the Women's Survival Kit project to help the women in Haiti. And then I was stunted now. We're not stunted, but it's just we have to pause a little bit to think about the women here. And I think that's what's basically really frustrating. I guess to say what I had in mind to say was, our main thing is really what worries me is the education of our young women. A lot of our young Haitians feel that this doesn't affect them. That was something is said, and don't feel the need to fight. And it's basically by the comments that are made on Facebook and a lot of different things, we see that they feel that it does. Oh well, moving on, but it's not. They need to understand that there is a fight, and they need to see that they need to be able to be here to hear their voices. Sorry, it's just, it really boggles me as far as how can we move on when it's a case of the stigma is basically said. An apology is said, but so what? And sorry, it doesn't mean anything because the word's already out there. And basically it's in the minds of everyone behind. Now what happens to him, I honestly, whatever, our main focus is really our young ladies and ourselves now as far as where we move on from here. How do we educate them? How do we make them feel proud of themselves and not feel ashamed of who they are?
I decided just to send out a tweet or just on Facebook ask, people what they want to say. It's not here. One person, Francisca says, ask them why did they fire him during Christmas? He won't take time off anyway, or suspend him during Christmas. Another person asked,
know that we're going to contact their advertisers and we're going to then boycott their advertisers if necessary if we don't get the response that we need. We have to look back.
I think that punishment is an effective tool, but punishment is a guaranteed direction. And I think that for me, for example, to recommend that this guy be suspended severely, and however that we keep a dialogue, is not shuffling, it is not compromising, but it's hoping that redemption, that somebody can change. And that they spoke, maybe not out of stupidity clearly, but that they can not only not do it again, but they can be part of a movement to change this reality. Because it didn't just happen.
I'm going to share with y'all.
Can you share the song with us?
I said, one of the greatest events in human history, the Haitian Revolution. We fought for our independence aggressively and shattered the myth of white supremacy at the height of slavery. The first black republic in the hemisphere, revolutionaries wanted slavery to disappear like Boukman to Saint-Ovatir, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Alexander Pétion, Henry Christophe, the heroes that set the revolution off and defeating Napoleon Bonaparte. You didn't know what? Defeating Napoleon paved the way for the United States to acquire a used part territory from France and Louisiana Purchase, we doubled the size of America. I'm telling you, once Haitian Republic was declared, Haitian revolutionaries have nurtured freedom in other parts of the hemisphere. They helped liberate Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, while others continue to migrate to Haiti to escape from Caribbeans like Grenada, Jamaica, and Cuba. These events will move you, it will move you. So I bear for this magnificent moment in history and what it meant to people of African descent. Over 200 years of blood, sweat, and tears. If you proud, fear, throw your flags up in the air. Over 200 years of blood, sweat, and tears. If you proud, fear, throw your flags up in the air. Life ain't nothing without risk. It took more than hard to ignite this revolution. Coupe tête boule caille, Jean-Jacques Dessalines said, and led the people to freedom. That was the only option, and for this, Haiti was isolated, marginalized, stigmatized by nations in Europe and the U.S. at best, and they even forced Haiti to pay reparations to France for loss of property and slavery. U.S. went along and invaded Haiti. 1915, it remained the occupying power until 1934. You didn't know what? Haiti paid reparations between 1825 and 1922. What would you do? Sometimes the country suffers from its past as well as its triumph, but that's politics for you. But it's time to turn the page. It's about uplifting, identifying oneself in our contemporary struggle for democracy and development, the way things should be, to show my Haitian people their desire for dignity and self-determination. There's much work to be done to advance the vision and the value and the principles that will fulfill the promise of the revolution. Amid the debt new song, we started something till the day is done. One.
Terrific. Well, I know the community is going to go crazy for this. In case people want to get in touch with you, in case
you want to get this CD, and how can they reach out to you? We have a website, you have a telephone number?
Right now we're working on the website, but you can reach me at 646-938-5031. That's 646-938-5031. Or you can also go to my Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/EUNEEK. That's E-Unique. E-U-N-E-E-K. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The world and democracy. Every other Saturday.